Interaction with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. News Director Rahul Kanwal speaks to EAM. Jaishankar sets the record straight on Nijjar row with the United States. External Affairs Minister says US has handled Nijjar episode quite sensibly and ties with the United States has not been hit by Nijjar. Words of the External Affairs Minister in an exclusive conversation to India Today's Rahul Kanwal.
In the case of Canada, I think there is a recognition today that a lot of this has to do with Canadian politics. That that they have a long record of interfering in Indian politics. I think we've been fairly upfront about it, which is that we believe today that there are criminal organizations which are transnational, which are involved in a whole series of activities, and whatever allegedly happened in this case is, to our mind, something to do with all of that. And so not only do they need to investigate it, which they are, but we also need to investigate it, which we are. And by the way, tomorrow I could be raising a problem. I could be asking some country saying, I think there is this problem and I think you need to look into it. So, but I won't kind of blow it out of all proportion. To be very honest, let us say in the last 3-4 months, it may not, it won't have figured more than in a handful of meetings, if that.
All right, that's a big word coming in from the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar in an exclusive conversation with Rahul Kanwal. I have with me Rahul Kanwal himself. Rahul, we saw that nice chat that you had with the External Affairs Minister Jaishankar, speaking specifically on India-US ties over the Nijjar episode. He underscores that the United States, in compared to Canada, of course, has handled the Nijjar situation quite well. In fact, they were sensible about the matter, and ties between the two countries have not been affected. Give us more on that.
Rather than dance and skirt around the issue, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar comes out quite candidly and accepts that the United States is expecting a thorough probe by India into this affair. He's also called this the work of international gangs, the killing of Nijjar, the alleged attempt on Pannu. He's saying we've got nothing to do with it. This is the work of organized international crime syndicates, and that he says in the same manner in which India would expect the United States, an ally, to take action against something which impacts India's interest, the US has the same expectation, and that's something that they're working towards. He says this is not something which is derailed in any way ties between India and the United States. Ties continue to remain strong, and that only in a handful of meetings in the last several months this issue has come up. So he's saying we're investigating this. We don't see this as a speed breaker. He also says that it doesn't, because he does accept that the centrality of foreign affairs this year, the critical question is around whether Donald Trump comes to power in the United States or not. He says India is one of those countries which are in the sweet spot where, regardless of whether President Biden gets re-elected or Republican candidate Donald Trump wins, ties between India and the United States keep progressing, and these issues do need to be dealt with. So he's not denying the existence of these issues, but he says, like was the case with the drone purchase, in the end permissions did come through. US Congress and Senate has a particular process, and things go the way their domestic politics requires them to, but in the end he thinks ties are heading in the right direction. Nabila.
All right, Rahul, very interesting conversation there with S. Jaishankar. In fact, we have a lot more points that he's highlighted. I'm going to take you through this conversation in a big exclusive with the External Affairs